Good evening. Um, there was a time where I used to be so angry that I used to wonder what it'd be like just to be happy one whole day. And today, um, I don't even remember what it's like to get angry too often throughout the day. I'm not perfect. I mean, I'm far from a saint, but I really stay on top of myself, my thought process, and my attitude. When my attitude ain't right, I know it's not right, and I don't need anybody to check it for me. I'm quick to check it myself and look within myself and say what's going on with me. Um, when I stop trying to control everything around me and I just let go, um, I just let go, and I try to view the world through the eyes of my Creator, the same way that you know I ask my I ask my Creator to view me, or that I hope my Creator views me. I try to view the world the same way through His eyes, and it's it's that kind of thought process that helps me to stay focused. You know, when I'm dealing with somebody that's complicated, or even a complicated situation, sometimes I can really be tested too. I can be tested to the point of my faith and believing that everything's going to work out. And my Creator always shows me that things are going to work out, even when I doubt. It's human to doubt. It's human to struggle with their own mind, and that's why it's so important to stay out of this and stay in this. Stay in your spirit, your heart, and stay out of your mind, because your mind overthinks. Your mind has that natural ability to want to control everything, manifest things that don't exist, or are aren't going to happen. We could sit and manifest all of this negativity and saying, when's the bottom going to fall out? I've always experienced whenever things are going good, something bad happens to set me back or whatever. Um, a lot of the time it's because you get that thought in your head, and and it stays there. And when things are going good, you manifest your own destruction, your own realities. Um, and you don't have to do that. Change your thought process to things that are more positive. Like everything's going to work out, everything's going to be fantastic. Um, you know, when I let go and I stop trying to control people and places and things, and I realize that I don't have any control over anyone or anything, um, then it's easier to stay away from putting expectations on people. Uh, Expectations only set you up for disappointment. You know, in most cases, we can't meet our own expectations. How can we expect somebody realistically to meet ours? You know, um, think about that. And it's true. It's true. We set our standards and our expectations so high that we have a hard time reaching those expectations ourselves. You know, how can we honestly expect somebody else to meet them? We're already defeating ourselves. We're already kicking ourselves in the pants and setting ourselves up for disappointment and defeat. And we don't have to do that. Um, when you accept that everything's going to happen the way it's supposed to happen, um, whether negative or positive, there's something to be learned in it. And if you start viewing situations and things that way, you'll start looking for what it is that you can learn from it. You'll look to take the gift out of it rather than looking at it as a negative. You know, um, there's something to learn from everything and from everyone. Nothing happens by mistake. So what we're experiencing in that moment is something that we're meant to experience. Our mind is what can create create it to be something that's negative or dark. Um, give you an example. I've made some bad choices in my life, and I can look back on those choices and I can hold on to guilt and shame. I can feel horrible about the decisions and choices I made in my life, or I can look at them and find what it is that I've learned from that experience and how I can apply it to my life today, helping other people out. If you trip in a pothole, fall down, scrape your knee, that don't feel too hot. And you're going to be able to share that with somebody else that's coming behind you saying, hey, watch it for that hole back there. I just tripped in it, fell down, scraped my knee, and it don't feel too hot. When you take the time to look at how what you've experienced is going to benefit you in the future, I guess maybe we could avoid a lot of the heartache and struggles that we go through on a day-to-day basis, or, with ourselves and within our mind. I get stuck up in my mind, and I know when I'm there. I know when I'm there because I'll get frustrated. I'll get out of balance. Even if it's just a little out of balance, I can tell if I'm getting a little out of balance. I never used to slow down long enough to even notice those things in my life on a day-to-day basis, and today I do that. I slow down, and I try to always pay attention to what's going on inside of me and what's going on around me, and how it affects what's going on inside me, and then understand that I don't have to take on anything that isn't mine. If it's not positive energy, I don't have to take it on. I can maintain at a high level of energy if I choose to. It's really a conscious decision. How I think and what I feel is really up to me. It is a choice. If I want to be angry, it's a choice. And why am I angry? Probably because somebody stepped on my pride or ego. And then you have to look within yourself and ask yourself, is that the case? Why did I get upset? Why did I get angry? Why do I struggle with somebody else who's bothering me or upsetting me, or I can't stand being around? What it is about them? Because there's probably something within them that reminds me of something that I need to fix within myself. And there's that conflict. Two negatives button heads rather than two positives. And anyway, this is just something I was thinking about. Dealing with somebody who is complicated today and less than positive, and thinking, I don't need to take on their energy and stay on my own. And finding out that, wow, after it was all said and done, everything was said and done, I maintained the way that I was expected to, that I expected myself to the standards that I'd hold myself to. And I didn't feel any kind of negativity after leaving a situation when normally in the past I would have. And this is where we take the things that we learn in our life and we apply it to our daily living today. When we live in a solution, and we take that solution from what we've learned from our past, and we live it, we walk it, we talk it, and we believe it, things start changing within ourselves. The way we are, I was horrible at road rage. How dare anybody drive 40 miles an hour in a 35? Get out of my way. it's just crazy. It's crazy how we can, and now it's like I can catch myself if somebody's not going fast enough for me. It's just the things I tell myself. What? There's a reason why I need to slow down. Maybe that's my Creator's way of telling me I need to slow down. Slow down a little bit. There's no reason to be in such a hurry to get nowhere quick. Honestly. And it's all about finding that peace within. I share these things because these are just thoughts that are running around through my head, and I hope that maybe you get something out of them. Hopefully you benefit from it. My mind is always working. It's always looking, always studying myself and trying to figure myself out. And it'll probably take me 120 years to figure myself out. And I won't be doing that in this lifetime. I'll be doing it in the next. it's a continued growing process. You know, I'm on a journey, and whatever I don't finish here, I'll finish in the next life. But I will continue to work towards making myself a strength to everybody around me rather than a liability. You know, I've spent enough time being miserable. You know, I'd like to live the rest of my life being completely happy, and that too is a choice, and that's up to me. You know, if I spend a lot more time giving to the world around me rather than taking, you know, it's kind of the same principle with my Creator too. You know, I can spend all my time asking, but how about giving? Giving back to my Creator. What am I giving back for all the blessings He's given me? You know, I owe it to the world around me for the life that I have today. It's a humble life, but it's a beautiful life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. If somebody came and dumped a truckload of money in my lap, I'm not going to turn it away. I'd be a fool, but I would definitely use uh, the resources to give back to the world around me. Where in the past I would have been more selfish and I would have went and bought a Lamborghini or whatever. I would probably use the resources to actually travel and meet different people who are struggling in different places and do what I can to try to assist them in their journey. To me, that's probably the most rewarding gift that I can get in life is to watch somebody's quality of life improve and get better. That's my goal. That's my goal for the rest of my life, and I'm really working towards that now. And I hope that I'm making some accomplishments. But if one thing's for certain, if I don't try, I never will, and that's where I'm at today. So I hope you all have a blessed evening. Um, you know, stay centered, stay balanced, and if you can't do that, message me. I'll help you center and balance, and you'll do the same for me in the process. All right. Have a good evening. Love you all, and bless you all.